Okay. It is 11 o'clock. Sorry for the coughing right off the bat. I even drank some water and did some speaking, and yeah. Okay, so we're back to working on the Cutie Mark Stairs Clubhouse. We got the railing done. I'm still working on I'm just going to call it a stairway for now, walkway. I still need to like find episodes of MLP so I can see how they walk up and down that. Um, so I'm going to check something here. Let's see. Because I do have a folder labeled video and cartoons. Ah, MLP. And that folder is empty. Okay. Hmm. Okay, there's that folder that doesn't have MLP. There's a folder actually labeled MLP videos. Okay, I just found it. So now, let's see here. I'm gonna go to my reference image folder here, because some of these images actually have episode numbers in the tags. Okay. So let's see. Gotta scroll down until I D. Okay, there's into season 1, so I'm gonna go back from that to see if I can't find an episode that may be. Yeah, it doesn't look like season 1 has episode I'm looking for. So let's go for season 2. There's Cutie Pox, so I think that happens after they get the clubhouse. Hmm. Maybe I should just do a Google search for MLP episodes with Cutie Mark Crusaders in them, or CMC episodes might work. Okay, there's that. Let's see. Founding. Okay. Okay, here's the names. Okay. Okay, with showstoppers, that they get the... Okay, so let's start with that one. There's showstoppers. Okay, it was right at the beginning of the episode, so that's good. References at the beginning are always great. Okay, skip the intro, because I'm just looking for motion reference so I get a general idea of what going up and down. Okay, that's a nice side-on view I just found of the clubhouse. It's also a great image of poor Apple Bloom getting scared off her wits by Scootaloo. So there's that. Okay. Bring back up my streaming setup here. Okay. So yeah, it's a side-on view there. Though by the looks of it, they just kind of twisted the 2D image they had to give a fake side-on view. So everything's kind of squished. Because the tree is relatively the same angle as what you see, so... But this, they looks like they completely rebuilt. So the ramp slash walkway does connect to the side of there, and you actually have to step over it, so there is no platform. Okay. Oh! Also, I just found out the reason that this is scaled differently. Because in the shot where it's in motion, this is actually doing parallax. It's sliding across the clubhouse. So that's why it's... Okay, just looking at an episode would have helped explain the whole thing. Okay. Okay. So I'm actually going to play back the part I just watched again so I can see the parallax. Okay. Yeah, I now know why that platform is separate, and they just forgot to put they just forgot layers. Is what they did. They forgot actual layers. I wonder if I can actually see one of the layers here other than the nails. Yeah, I don't see it, but yeah, I now see why. Just gonna rewind a little bit, and I'm actually gonna bring it up into the stream and play back just that one portion so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see that the this whole section here is sliding. It's doing parallax. So that's why they put it on its own layer um, to make it move. But they forgot to include one of the shadows, on the side of the uh, not pillars. That's not the correct word. Posts. One of the sides of the posts there, and they also didn't realize that some of these nails weren't actually nails in the wall; they were nails in the boards. So, yeah, okay, I get that now. Yeah, it's kind of like let's see here. I think Blender has to wake up now since I was interacting with other things. And while Blender wakes up, I'm gonna open back up some stuff down here. Go back up to Blender. Okay. So, yeah, give me a second here. I'm actually going to go over to modeling. And I'm going to change this over to render. And I'm going to zoom out and basically duplicate that camera motion that the show was doing. I'm just doing this to warm up Blender, and then I'll try to duplicate it. It's not, I can't quite duplicate the motion because even though I'm doing the motion that the camera would have in real life, it's not quite doing what it did in the show. But pretty much the motion is like this. The camera slowly pans across the house. And alternatively, I think I could. That's interesting. I guess I didn't need to grab both. I thought this camera was locked to pointing towards that spot, but it's actually just linked to it through motion. So I could grab this and move the whole thing. And I could also grab this and rotate it. But yeah, in the show, the camera just kind of moves to the side. And to duplicate that side motion, how parallax would work, how the sorry for the coughing again, how this moves, they actually separated it and they didn't grab all the pieces. I also now have a side shot, so I now know how the stairs here match up. Ooh, excuse me on there. So I'm going to rewind this episode so I can get that particular shot. Okay. Also, I just found an interesting shortcut in one of the media players I was using. Okie dokie. Turn that to there. Actually, I think that's 3. There we go. Okay, so excuse me. Just gonna zoom back a couple of frames. I don't need a extremely detailed shot, but this is just, I'm gonna pick this frame because you know it's just the right image. So I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna put it into that folder. Minimize it out of the way, and let's go here and open up another. Change this to thumbnail so it's easier to find the new reference image. I know I just saved it. Let's try it again and then see which folder I had it in. Ah. Okay, yeah, as you can tell, I picked the one with the funniest expression on Apple Bloom's face there. So... yeah, adjust my hair a little bit there. So I can grab this and move it over. And let's actually put this back to material preview so everything runs a little bit smoother. There we go. Okay, that feels about right there. Okay, I'm going to change this over to the other shot I have. Whew, yan, yan, yan. Okay, so we have a wood piece going from here to this support beam right there. Okay. And I might need to do some tweaking on the walkway to make it more fit with the reference images. Okay. Let's see here. So we're going to need a board. Just gonna do something here. I'll make this a little bit easier. I change this to let's see what solid looks like. Material is a little bit easier to see. Excuse me. Okay. So we're going to need a board here. So oh. Yeah, lots of stretching. Okay. Gonna check something here real quick. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, that's some of the right stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's also save here. Gonna need to move that a little bit closer. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we got this over here. Let's just do that. Now, that's gonna be the best piece because it looks like it's the same wood. So um, let's just add a new piece of wood here. Let's see. Was that? Nope, that's not the right combination. Okay. There we are. Okay. Cube. Let's see. Select to grid. Let's change this to actually wireframe. should just do it like this. Just to make sure I have all parts selected. Keep forgetting which button does which. Okay. Now, let's bring this out to the front here. This up. Yep. Okay. So now I just need to okay. Looks like it's just big enough to cover just it matches that in height, really. Of course, that could also be perspective, so. Okay, let's switch this to front view. Wrong button. And wireframe and zoom in so I can see it. And then work within this space since this is smaller there. Like that, and pan up. Okay, so let's do this. Let's switch this one to material view. And let's actually make a 3D view there, and let's see how it looks. I think that looks okay. I think I may have to make it thicker. Okay. I'm just gonna like move some stuff around here. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Okay. Let's do that again, and there we go. think that works okay. I may have to pull it forward because this support looks like it's supposed to be attached to that, and then behind that support is what attaches to, at least holds up this. This is interesting. I feel like a lot of architects going, ah, like that's not safe. Excuse me. Okay. Now. Yeah, I think what I'm actually going to do is zoom in and do this. Select all of that. Grab. Hmm. Because that covers up that section. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Also looks like this step needs to be up a little bit higher. So I'm gonna do that. Slide over here. Grab it and there we go. Okay. Back to this. Let's see what happens when I bring the bottom up. Can't see it from there. And you can't really see that from there. So that works. So let's change this to the side. Grab that closer. That feels better. Okay. Let's pop it this way. Duplicate this piece. I'll put it down here. Gotta move some cords around. Okay. Oop. Okay. Let's do some rearranging here. Okay. Now I can highlight this top part. Okay. Now that gives us a more precise board there. Let's double check the side. Yep. That's what we want. We want kind of a squarish board. Then we're going to go back to the front here. Okay. That seems about right, but let's do that. Do it this way instead. That could be a little bit wider. Okay, yep. That's the board we want, and I think it needs to be a little bit thinner, so let's switch back over to the sides here. Okay, there we go. And there's our board. Let's go from the perspective. Actually, keep this zoomed in, but zoom out here. Grab it and move it up. And let's rotate it as he clicks the wrong button. And he continues to click the wrong button. Okay. I would myself put it directly in the center, but I have a feeling it's actually off center, so we're going to put it off to the side. Let's put it about here. And it looks like it could be a bit wider. So go back into edit mode, highlight. That. Grab that. Okay. If it's about right. Also, is this in the right spot? Yeah, I have a feeling it was right in the wood. Hello, Sasami-chan. We are working on the walkway that leads up to the Kitamura Crusaders Clubhouse. I am currently building the support runs. After figuring out from finding a nice screenshot to use as a reference how the platform is actually attached to itself. That is a great freeze frame I took from the episode for reference. How have you been, Sasami-chan? Excuse me. Okay. Oop. Good. That's actually a good spot right there. Okay. Yeah. Need to make this for just a tad bit longer. Okay. Highlight the bottom. Do that. That's a pretty long piece of wood there. Ah. Oh, and something else I also found out today, thanks to finding the screenshot here, is in the episode, you can actually see why in one of the reference shots I have. The let's see, nope, that's the wonderful shot there. Yeah, why this is the way it is, why this is a mismatch. They actually had it detached to do parallax, which I'll demonstrate again in a moment here. It's gone a little bit apart in the episode. Okay. Gonna pull up the episode here and hit play. Pay attention to the railing. Notice how it's shifting. That's why the railing and everything is detached. Okay. Pulling things back up so I can look at things. So yeah, that's why the railing's detached and they're missing pieces, because they probably did it in a hurry so they could do the parallax effect. Okay. There we go. And I think there's actually a... And I think I actually have a better reference for what I need. So I'm going to save this. Save that. And let's open up a new image here. There we go. That even has colors that match better the stuff I'm working with. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, AI stuff does generally look for shapes and color combinations to determine whether something is something. Um, I've read some studies about, like, well, I should say I've read some papers, not studies, about how certain AIs detect things and how looking at what the AI is actually looking at to identify something is a real deep study, because it's a real problem for AI. Sometimes AIs get fixated on one thing that has nothing actually to do with what they want the AI to detect, but it's in every image they fed the AI. So that's what the AI went, That's the unique thing that tells me that this is this. But it's like just some random thing off in the background of all the reference images they happen to feed the AI. So the AI was like, that's what tells me this is a paper plate. And it happens to be a wood bench. Because a wood bench happens to be in every reference image that they fed the AI about paper plates. And so they have to like go back through what the AI was looking at and actually look at the log files that tells the programmers like, okay, so what was the AI looking at in all these images we fed it when we wanted it to identify paper plates? Oh, it was looking at the bench it was on and thinking that benches were paper plates. Uh, so yeah, that's a real interesting thing that I've kind of learned after playing around with AI, reading papers on AI, reading papers on AI oopses and stuff like that. Okay, so now we've got this piece of wood. So now I just need to create this piece of wood right here. Okay, let's actually go here. Yeah, this has slightly less compression, so I can use this as a little bit of a clear image there. Interesting trivia dropped in the chat. Okay, so how exactly does that? Because that piece of wood's going to do some weird stuff to attach where it's attaching to. Okay, so let's duplicate it, rotate it. Okay. It's also going to be like thinner and tweaked in a weird way. Okay. Grab and put in place here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, just gonna put that behind that one, and let's scale it down a little bit here. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to grab this, move this over, grab that section, and just gonna do this. Same with that. Because who knows, they may have like cut the board to fit the underside of the thing. So there we go. And that actually works pretty well. I'm surprised at how well that lines up. Okay, let's see what this looks like in render. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, there's a gap there that I need to fix. Okay. Let's turn this back to here. Ah, I know where that gap came from. When I shrank the wood. Okay, there we go. Okay. Save my work. Okay, now to look down at what Summertime has been saying. Let's see. So how do I trick the AI so it won't see real hedgehogs when I display sculptures? I'm having the same issue with coasters and coins. Oh, the issue seems to have resolved itself. That can happen. Well, it's less about tricking the AI and it's more about like if there's a report button, you report it to Facebook and they fix the AI by giving it more training data and also um, telling it like, okay, so if you see this, this is not a real hedgehog. It's kind of like the problem Tumblr had when they really cracked down on I'm just going to say naughty imagery. The I wouldn't call it an AI. The techniques they use to find naughty imagery was basically it was looking for skin tones. And it was looking for a certain percentage of skin tone in the image. And it was hilarious because it would pick up on anything with skin tone in it. And you know that specifically white skin tone. Um, so once again, a little bit biased on something here because they didn't train it with the right stuff or they just programmed it to look for the most color that they knew to look for. So any image with the light kind of pinkish orange skin tone that Caucasians have, when the image had like, let's say 45% of the image was that skin tone, it would trigger it as, it would automatically get triggered and flagged as naughty stuff. Uh, so this caused a real problem because there's a lot of images out there that happen to have a lot of skin tone in it that actually have no skin in the image. At least no human skin because it would pick up on fruits, certain types of fruits that happen to have very similar tone. It would pick up on sunsets. It would pick up on just like anything, and it was the worst thing ever because they were really cracking down hard on that stuff. So if it got flagged, that post would disappear from the Tumblr timeline, completely disappear, and you wouldn't. Most of the time, you wouldn't even know that your post got flagged. They wouldn't send you a notification or anything. So you had to go through your own posts on a regular basis to go to see if any of them go. This post was flagged for inappropriate content, and you're like, that is literally a picture of this. That is not naughty in any way. The nice thing is they've kind of not really eased up on the naughty, but they've made it more of a soft fail than a hard fail, so your post doesn't disappear from Tumblr anymore. The post still exists to the public, but the public just sees a text box that says this image may contain naughty bits. Uh, so, so if you happen to have that, you can actually click on the image and say dispute, and then they'll take a look, and a human will watch, take a look at it and go, oh yeah, no, that's not it, and they will unflag the image. Sometimes I can't remember what the image is, so I actually like have to dig through my own archive and go, oh yeah, that was that image. I could see why you flagged that, because there's a lot of pink in it. Oh, eh. It's because like both Facebook and YouTube have so much new public posts coming into their system every second and every day that they can't have a human monitor all of it. Um, well, at least without they could probably have a human monitor some of it, but it would cost them a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, especially if you were to pay them fairly, which is at minimum $18 an hour. The $15 thing, like moving on from that, but like it would just cost a lot of money to have like a lot of humans sitting there every day looking at recently uploaded stuff and going approved, unapproved, approved. Especially since some videos are like hours long. Ah. So the system they have actually works pretty well, but the system, I should say the automated system works pretty well, but the manual review system needs work, is what's going on. So when a video gets flagged, the appeal system to unflag that video is really bad. Because it defaults to guilty first instead of innocent first. And if it's a copyright flag, it defaults to person who claimed the copyright instead of a neutral party arbitrating between the two individuals or corporate and individual. So it's just the what happens when you get something when you go through the process of getting your stuff unflagged is the problem on stuff like YouTube and Facebook. It's not the actual automation system. Also, if they could soft fail more, and what soft failing mean is like, oh, my video is still up, um, and there's still advertising revenue being generated for it, but neither me or the person who claimed the copyright gets that money. It gets put into a separate fund, and then when the dispute is finished, then the funds get moved. This way you still retain the important stuff like viewers and the ad revenue, and it doesn't get flooded off to somewhere else. Because that's the problem right now. It's like the moment a video gets claimed by someone for copyright, the money goes straight to the person who claims it, instead of being put off to a separate account until the copyright is rectified, not rectified, I mean figured out, or the person who has the video goes like, no, that's fair use. You don't get that money, it's mine. And that dispute can be resolved. But right now it's what I would call a hard fail, which is you claim the video, you get the money, which is bad because a lot of companies have sprung out of nowhere that actually just upload other people's content to the YouTube's content monitoring system so they could flag other people's videos to claim the money and then get out of Dodge, even if the dispute is then, rectified. Okay, so I don't think we're going to get to the texturing on these today, but I do like how they came out. They came out better than I thought they would with the weird kind of setup that has there. And I actually think I need to actually make this taller. Zoom in. And zoom in there just a little bit. Highlight that. Grab this and okay. Yep, that's a good spot right there. Actually, let's undo that. Grab Y. Okay. Let's change this over to render and see how it looks. That looks pretty good. Though that's kind of a weird glitch I need to like play around with why. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Uh, in other news, did I follow the Olympics? I am not really following the Olympics right now because like I don't have a lot of time for stuff. I have seen a couple things and I have heard a couple of news reports um about like all the wonderful wonkiness that's going on right now and all the political stuff that's happening. Did you have anything in particular that you like to talk about, I should say? Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. Yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. Let's change this to render. Uh, yeah, that's actually working out really well. I'm surprised. Used video game music for the walk-in. Well, if it's from Nintendo, they probably actually had the rights to use it, and this is some dispute I didn't hear about. Yeah, because Japan is really known for their video games, so it would kind of make sense. I just really like how the shadows are coming out on this. Like, they are looking really nice. I mean, I really like the way it looks. So I'm probably gonna play around with it a little bit more of where the sun actually is and how the lighting is working there. D. Hmm. 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 That's interesting. Ah. Okay. Hmm. So I just found a new button. And I'm like, what is this? What does this do? Contract shadows. Hmm. There's a thickness button? Okay, that's interesting. I have no idea what this is. But I'm gonna leave it off for now. Yeah, I'm like, gonna have to read up on that. Huh? What does that do? What does it do? It creates like a 3D shadow in a way. It's interesting. Yeah, it kind of like creates it's almost like an outline. Well, that's really neat. I have no idea what that is, but whoa. Yeah, it's kind of like a, a a shadow outline almost. Huh. Neat. Okay, but that's something I don't need right now, and it's just past noon. So I should probably start wrapping things up. Thank you for joining us, Sami-chan. I hope I almost said eBay, but I meant Facebook. I hope the Facebook stuff goes well. Okay. Gonna finish reading the chat here. Let's see, doing an art series, fictional characters. Okay. Japanese being nerdy, but other non-gamers will just hear good music. They won't catch the video game parts. All the songs were all songs used were from JRPGs, by the way. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts. Um, I've seen things in computers that do stuff like ID eyes and drop shadows. It's interesting how the computer sees faces and other things. Yeah. Um, there's also some weird stuff you can look up for. I think it's Google's Deep Mind AI. Um, just some funky stuff. Also, the fact that computers can now take different parts of different faces and merge them together flawlessly and create a brand new face that doesn't even resemble the other two faces. So that's interesting. Well, like I said, it's about time to wrap things up. Thank you for joining me, Tommy-chan. Thank you for whoever joins me later on the video on demand version of this live stream. Stupid yawns. Oh. Um, we have the usual stuff. Yeah, that's some really neat stuff. Google can also do that. If you upload your photos to Google Photos, you can actually do searches like ducks or blue, um, and it will find stuff like that for you. Let's see what else. Uh, so there's the usual stuff: the liking, the subscribing, the give me a second here. Liking, subscribing, commenting. There's the other one I was looking for. Please be nice when you comment. I like hearing. I like reading interesting discussions in the chat. Also in the comments. I like. Excuse me, that you come here and watch this. It's nice. Thank you. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping so suddenly. Okay. But if you want to help support this channel, the things I described, but also put on one of our playlists and just let that play. Also, share our content. If you want to support the channel financially, there's a Patreon and a Coffee. A Coffee is a one-time payment. they will be setting up monthly payments soon, from what I understand. But you can also go to the digital art store on there and purchase some high quality versions of art I've posted online before. But these are even higher quality than the ones I've actually posted online. So you can get yourself some high quality art there. Okay. Once again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you all have a great time wherever you are. And I will see you all later. Bye.